Hi everyone, this is Adrian at 18 Echo SF. I did a video last week, happened to be about a holster modification for my wife. And during that video, I explained that the next one that I was going to do, or the one after that, was going to be for a new knife that I had ordered. And it arrived yesterday, so I thought I would do the video and show you. But I wanted to kind of let you know, I'm not really a knife guy per se, but I've used knives over the years, not necessarily for personal protection, but as a tool, pocket knives mostly. And even though I did a video a while ago on my very first pocket knife that I had for a very long time, I decided to show you that again, as well as the knife I've been carrying since this past Christmas and my new knife, to just kind of give you a heads up. Anyway, this knife is one of my favorite knives. It's a Buck Stockman. I've had this knife since 1976. I carried it every day for a number of years on my side with this really nice little knife holster that a friend of mine from New Jersey made for me. He's a little bit of a leathersmith and kind of did this really nice sheath that I could carry oops, sorry about that, that I could carry on my belt. This was a fantastic utilitarian type knife. It's three-bladed. See if I can get these open here just to show you. And there's the three blades. So, the blade that I used all the time was the main one. I used it for, opening boxes and, cutting cord and all types of different things. So I love this knife. And then I stopped wearing it on my, my hip for many, many years, but I had it in my tool chest in my garage. But I've loved this knife. They probably still make them, I have a feeling. Buck moved out of San Diego. I was living in New Jersey at the time. They used to be in San Diego, California, and they've now moved up to Post Falls, Idaho, where I've been there. A beautiful little town in between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. But anyway, this was kind of my first adult knife. I had knives when I was a young guy as well, a young kid. So anyway, just thought you'd like to see that. And then this past Christmas, I asked my son to, as a gift, to get me this knife, which he did. This is a Benchmade Bone Collector series. The model is 15055. I did find out just yesterday, though, excuse me, that I think they've stopped making this knife. It came with the G10 grips, which I really liked, and it came with a Coca-Cola grip too, but I really loved this one. Really nice pocket clip. And I specifically wanted this knife because everybody today seems to carry knives that have thumb openers, right here. Well, as many of you know, I had to have part of my thumb amputated, and it's still very, very sensitive, even almost 3 years later. So it's very difficult for me to try to, activate, the assisted knives, at least that way. So this knife, of course, is, just opens like a regular pocket knife. A beautiful knife, by the way, and it got fantastic reviews on the internet. It wasn't inexpensive. I think this knife was about $130 in the big scheme of things. Again, with knives, some of the custom knives are a lot more expensive, But, this knife I've been carrying every single day since last Christmas, and I really love this knife. So anyways, the Bone Collector. However, I just saw a fantastic internet review of this particular knife. It's made by Kershaw, and it is called the Cryo model 1555 Ti. You can let's see if I'll do it this way. You can see that. Anyway, the cost of this knife is so low, it's hard to believe that it can even, the quality can be as great as it is. Of course, this particular knife is made in China, which the cost stays way down. And even though I try to buy U.S. goods, this was a hard knife to turn down for an everyday carry. What intrigued me about this is that even though it has these thumb studs, which are very difficult for me to open, it has this flipper, which I didn't even know they had these. It shows you how dumb I am. And, so for me, having a problem with my thumb, having this flipper here is really tremendous. The knife opens instantly, and I just fell in love with this when I saw it. It has a drop point blade, which, I like, and it has a frame lock right here, which you can see, which also has this little piece that's part of the knife that keeps the frame lock from, moving too far, as you move it back. So anyway, this knife was designed by a well-known a well-known knife designer. His name is Rick Hinderer, and I guess he's very well known in knife circles. But this knife was $29.95 at Blade HQ. I didn't know about that particular website, but I now have bookmarked it. And I actually found out about this knife in a different color from another YouTube channel that I subscribe to, Falia Photography. And she showed this knife in a kind of a distressed black finish, which was also very, very nice. But then I found out it came in this kind of a titanium gray color, which I really like. This was the original, by the way. The clip is really, really nice. It inserts very deep into a pocket. And the fact that I can now pull this out of my pocket, and open this knife that quickly seemed very, very beneficial. So the fact that, I do have a little bit of an issue with, my thumb, I thought that would be, very, very good, because I just cannot press on this with enough strength to open it with those thumb openers on the assist. So anyway, this was $29.95. This was $130, and I have no idea how much I paid for my original buck knife. But back in 1976, I can assure you it probably was no more than about $30, or maybe probably in that range. I love all three knives. I will continue using all three. This knife I probably won't carry as a daily driver, but I'll switch off between these two depending on where I'm going, and I'll kind of use this as my dress-up knife. I don't get dressed up that often, but that'll be my because I hardly ever wear a suit anymore. But I'll use this if we go out someplace nice, even though nobody will see it. I'll know I have it, and then I'll use the Kershaw as my everyday knife. Actually, starting tomorrow, I held off until I showed you the knife, and I just really fell in love with it. Feels great in the hand, easy to access, easy to open. And I just have to be careful that I don't cut my damn thumbs or my fingers when I close any of my knives because of the issue that I have. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing the three knives. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave a comment. And I'll put links to both of these knives, down in the comments section. Well, however, the Bone Collector is no longer available as far as I could tell. But I'll put a link to the video that I did so you can see it. So anyway, until next time, I'm going to do a video on my wife's holster attachment from Blade Tech. I think I told you it's a drop offset attachment, and I'm going to do that probably tomorrow or the next day. So you can probably expect a notification that another video has come through. So anyway, stay well and safe out there, and I'll see you down the road.